Hey everyone, Kirk Jackson Real Estate. Welcome back to another episode of In Your Neighborhood. Today we're going to speak with Kunle of Elnuk Styles. We're going to talk to him about his love for fashion and his desire to make the world a better looking place. I'm really excited to bring this one to you, so let's go. Kunle, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. I'm excited to get this interview underway, so we're going to get right into it. So for the public, could you please describe your business?
So my business is Elnuk Styles. It's a business that specializes in men custom wear. We do bring ideas to life from the customer's point of view. So we work with weddings, we work with corporate guys who are looking to change their wardrobe. Wedding guys will have ideas of what kind of suit they want to wear, what type of style they have in mind. And we just kind of put all that on paper and kind of just bring it to life.
Great. And what made you decide to open this business?
So it started 2015. I was just at a point of getting married. Prior to that, I was already into fashion. I actually would design most of my stuff. And then comes 2015, I was about to get married. So I had to figure out sourcing the suits and the accessories for my guy. So I put in quite a lot of work trying to figure out how to get all those, the matching socks, bow ties, all that. And then when my wedding was done, I kind of helped one of my friends who was also getting married the year after that. Kind of helped him with the same kind of idea. Then I then realized, that there's a need out there for a lot of guys who didn't want to carry on that stress of having to figure out, what to wear for their wedding day and what kind of accessories to pair with. And I was quite good with matching colors and putting clothing and styles together. So I just kind of ventured into that aspect right after my friend's wedding. And then I started with the accessories. I started with a website, with just ship e-commerce, and then people would keep asking me about suits, because they just wanted a place where they just come as a one-stop shop and get everything they needed. And then 2017, 2018, I started with the suit business. And it became a one-stop shop where people could just come and, they tell me what color they want, they tell me what style they're looking for the groomsmen, and I would just kind of put everything on paper, we'll draft our stuff, and then the process begins. And then when the suit is done, call them, they come in for fitting, try on everything, the fitting, we'll try on the accessories, and they take their stuff and they leave. And they're quite impressed with the, just the process, how simple it becomes for them.
Right. So it's basically an all-in-one, one-stop shop kind of deal. They come in, they tell you exactly what they're looking for, you work with them, and you can get them from A to Z.
Correct.
Okay. And it's by appointment only?
It's by appointment only.
Are there any other kinds of services that you do offer?
So the one thing I incorporated, because I do take pride in having people wear my product. So one thing I incorporated about last year was I do have a service where I would show up on the wedding day. So I would help the grooms and the groomsmen get ready by steaming their clothes, making sure everybody looks up to par, all dressed up, looking clean. And that would usually last me maybe 3-4 hours, make sure that they're on time for their photos and all that. And then yeah.
So you would show up at their home prior to them leaving and ensure that everybody looks the part for the day.
Correct. Yeah. So it could be the hotel, it could be, so I'll be there as early as before the photo starts, like maybe 4 or 5 hours before they start getting dressed, make sure that and I try to also keep them on time too, because guys get carried away. So just making sure everybody's getting dressed when the photographer comes, and I'm making sure that everything is in its place. Everybody has their own ideas of, I want to put the pocket square this way, I want to put the pin this way. And it's like, no, we got to go all one structure and one,
Right. Keep them uniform. Right. Okay. What has surprised you the most about owning your business, operating this business?
I think the biggest thing for me when it comes to custom menswear is people's ideas and budget sometimes don't match.
Right.
They want everything.
That seems to happen most of the time.
Right? And it's like they want everything, and it's like, okay, for me to create this and this and this for you, it comes with a price tag. But then it's what I wouldn't say I'm priced really either, but when people come with a whole idea, it takes time, and you gotta pay people. Right? So it's one of those big things that's still a shocker when people tell you what their budget is versus what they want. So
right. So I know that there are going to be different timelines for different things, but what's a general approximate timeline for, let's say, 6, 7, 10, somewhere in and around that part?
So usually a standard turnaround time for a suit would be about 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks,
Okay.
ideally. I do have rush services where I've actually done a suit for somebody within less than 2 weeks, where they came in and you pay a bit more, but there's rush service. But on the standard, it's about, I'll say 4 weeks, where the process is pretty simple. They come in, they look through the fabric book, they pick the fabric, they pick the style, the lining, the buttons, and then get ready to work. About 3 to 4 weeks, they come back in for fitting. So this is the part where they try on the suit, make sure it fits the way they want it to fit. And if it doesn't, we might have to make some slight alterations. They want the pants length longer, right, or it's minor adjustments. And then that'll take maybe another 2-3 days where they come back for the final fitting. And then on the last fitting, usually everything goes well, and then that's when I'll do the styling. So I'll pair the bow ties or the tie with the accessories, and then we'll kind of go through different accessories. Sometimes I do that prior to them coming, so I'll do that on the mannequin, kind of send them a photo at a time so they have an idea of what they would look like.
Right.
And then when they come in, we'll do a final fitting where they try on everything, and then they're good to go right after that.
Good. Tell me something that most people don't know about your business.
Something a lot of people don't know is the name Elnuk is actually my name backwards, spelled backwards. So my name is Kunle, Kunle, and Elnuk is my business name, Elnuk. And that name I came up with in programming class. So I used to do some programming in high school, and we had written Visual Basics. Is it visual? Yeah. So we had a program that would flip names backwards, and we kind of played with my name, and it came backwards, and then that became my nickname since high school. And I kind of had that name on every clothing or fabric I designed from back then, on shoes and different things. And then it just kind of followed me along through the business to this point, and
right,
it was a no-brainer.
Nope. So that's something that most people don't know. Well, tell us about what some people do know. Tell us about your handles, social media. I understand that you're pretty prominent on there.
So I'm on Instagram. I don't use Facebook as much, but on Instagram it's Elnuk Styles, ELNUK STYLES. A lot of I do regular postings, not just from clients dressing up to also myself when I'm getting ready. Sometimes I would record myself, what I'm wearing, how I'm styling it. So I would have most of those posted on my Instagram page. I'm more on Instagram than anything else. I don't use Facebook as much. Also, people will reach me through emails. I'm also on Google search. Yeah.
Okay. What would your clients say they love the most about your business?
My passion, how passionate I am about what I do. Because I don't believe in just making a suit and giving it to a client. I follow it through the whole process. So there's a standard that I have when it comes to clothing, the way it should fit, the way it should look, and I try to carry that across to my client as much as possible. So they're quite impressed with how much attention I pay to details.
Right.
As I said, me showing up on the wedding day just to make sure that not only the suit looks well, but like the way they put it together, it looks all clean, and the photos is the only thing they have to show at the end of the day after the wedding is all said and done, right? So I try to follow through all the way to the very end with most of my clients.
Does it bother you when you are out and about and you see someone?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Almost want to walk up to people to, fix what they're wearing, or even, it could just be the way they've put together the clothing, or, the way they've matched the shirt with the ties, or, it bothers me, but I as much as possible, I try to, every client that I have, I always try to educate them. So they come in here looking for a suit, but by the time they leave, I try to educate them on, why suit should look a certain way. Why are you picking a certain style? The body. I try to walk them through details so they learn. Not just you're not just coming to me to buy a suit. I
Right.
want you to know why you're doing certain things, and you putting on the suit. One button should be, the last button should be undone. Those kind of things where a lot of people don't know. So, but I try to let them understand before they walk out of here with a suit that has my name.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Are there any general rules? So I can tell you that one thing I am not is well styled. Right? I know it's hard to tell, but no, seriously, I'm not well styled. I mean, I like to look as good as anybody else, but it's not something that that I've ever paid too much attention to or put too much thought into. I figure typically it's jacket, tie, shirt, and you're on the way. And usually I'm like black, blue, whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's just go. But when I see somebody who has a gift for that, there's obviously an elevated appearance that happens as a result. Are there any basics that guys like myself should know in terms of base colors or just looks? Just a couple things that you can always use as a foundation to make sure you at least look passable.
So I would say usually I always advise my clients, go with the basic, colors, like, a black, a navy blue, a gray, a tan, or a brown, and, get some, for me, my style is mostly clean. I don't pair too much patterns with, because I feel like it gets too busy. And especially if you're just starting off, some solid color shirts would do, a white, or, a blue,
Right.
Sky blue kind of shirt, powder blue, a white shirt, like maybe a tan shirt. Get some solid colors, and it's easy for you to pair them, especially when they're not patterns. And then, get some solid color ties, or as much as possible stay away from, like, narrow pattern, like plaids and stuff.
Right.
Because that's where it gets tricky, where people are just, they throw plaids on, plaid tie with a plaid
So
shirt.
patterns are bad.
They're not, no, they're not bad. It just depends on how you combine it. So if you're wearing a pattern and you throw more pattern ties on it, they can clash sometimes.
Right.
So depending on how you put them together, if you know what you're doing, you can pull them off. But for most part, if you're wearing a full suit with like a tie and pocket square, I try my best to make my clients stay, as clean as possible. Where it's,
Right.
I'm wearing a pinstripe suit here, and I have a white solid shirt, which I would ideally not match another pattern kind of shirt on this, because it's quite already busy as it is.
Right.
So those kind of basic ideas just makes everything look very, very clean and simple, not busy.
Good stuff. So in this day and age now, communication has gone to a different level. There's so many different ways to reach out and have a meeting. If somebody wanted to reach out to you, what are the different ways? We know they could probably call you, text you. What else?
So Google search would take you to my website. People would message me through the website, most especially Instagram. Mm-hmm. I do respond all the time to my Instagram messages. I have a toll-free number that people would call.
Okay.
They could reach me on the toll-free number. Email info@elnukstyles.com is also another avenue to reach me. And then, people just, most people that know me already will just direct message me, or DM, or WhatsApp message also. But for most part, the moment you reach out to me, most of the time I give my personal number out. That way you could reach me directly,
Right.
Either through WhatsApp, because a lot of people like to send, photos of an idea they have. You can't do that through text, or it's not as fast through text or email. So usually we would converse through WhatsApp, brainstorm,
Right.
and kind of walk you through, and then get
Great.
coming. Yeah.
What are your goals over the next year or two?
Goals. I won't say I'm not a stickler. I do set goals, but I'm not a stickler for goals, because in about Well, less than five. Well, about 5, 7 years. I've gone to this point where it's, for me, it's almost like a yearly reveal, or it's driven more by passion for me on a yearly basis. Where it's like, okay, I look at it and say, okay, what else do I want to add to my business? And I'm just trying to get to a point where I could be more. I could have, I could streamline the business. That's what I'm getting more to, where, because I could. There's only so much I could do, and with the way the business is going, I'm trying to get into, more ready-made. Whereas, you have the custom wear. I'm also on Amazon now, so those are things that I've just kind of scaled through over the years. Where it's like, okay, what else can I add to the business? So for me, it's not like I sit at the beginning of the year and say, this is what I want to do. I just find myself growing as time goes on, based off suggestions, or you know, getting inspired by somebody who's already doing something else. So I find ways of, keeping myself informed and looking at, even people who have done this before me. Like, I follow a lot of people who are in custom menswear online in Italy, in different parts of the world, where I kind of inspired to just see what they do, and now I can better my product.
Right.
Also,
And you also said that you're on Amazon.
I'm on Amazon.
Right. It's under the same name?
Under the same name.
Under the same name. Okay. Kunle, that is all the questions that I have for you today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. It has been my pleasure bringing your story to the world.
Thank you very much.
And I do hope and wish you all the success in the world. Thank you for joining me in another episode of In Your Neighborhood. I'm Kirk Jackson. I want to remind you, please support your local businesses and come on down and see Kunle.